What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new football talk video. And the Champions League quarterfinal draw has been made. You can see it on the screen. Let me know what is your prediction for each tie, who will go through. Let me know in the comments below, and who will win the Champions League this season. And this is going to be a very exciting, because the Juventus Barcelona or the Bayern Munich Real Madrid games could be Champions League finals. And I'm actually happy that these big teams have drawn each other, because we see not one but two of these classic brilliant games against powerhouses. And there could be a Leicester City Monaco semi-final if they go through, but I don't think that will happen. I think Leicester City will get knocked out by Atletico Madrid, but it will be closer than most people think. That tie won't be the prettiest, but on the other hand, the Dortmund-Monaco tie, I think there will be loads of goals in that one, because both teams are all-out attacking teams with great forward players like Aubameyang, and Dortmund have Royce, Pulisic, Kagawa. Monaco have Mbappe, Lemar, Falcao and other great players, and they are the highest scoring team in the French league. And the Dortmund, they also score a lot of goals. I remember they beat Legia Warsaw something like 8-3 or 7-3 or something crazy like that. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and I'm really looking forward to reading your comments. A brand new career mode episode is going up later today, and also I'm uploading an Ultimate Team video. So let's talk about the Atletico Madrid-Leicester tie first. Leicester City, it's an absolute miracle that they are even here. It's a miracle that they won the league, and it's in my opinion, it's a miracle that, yes, they qualified from a pretty easy group, but to knock out Sevilla, who are almost level on points with Barcelona in the Spanish league, that's a huge achievement. And Leicester City have nothing basically to fear against Atletico Madrid. All the pressure will be on Atletico. Leicester City can just play, with freedom, because nobody expected them to even be at the quarterfinal stage. So nobody expects them to be at the semi-finals. So they just have to play with freedom, and let's see what happens. And I think Atletico Madrid will be, the winner of this tie, but Leicester City's counter-attacking style, will be very interesting. But Atletico Madrid also like to defend, so it will be very interesting how these teams approach these games. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I don't think this tie will have an awful lot of goals, with Atletico usually are very solid defensively, but they won 4-2 in Leverkusen recently, so there could be goals as well in this tie. The Dortmund-Monaco tie, I think that will have a lot of goals in it. I really hope so, because I just love watching attacking football and beautiful football. And I think Dortmund will go through, but it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world if Monaco went through. So that will be a very close game. Close games indeed. And Monaco's manager, Jardim, is doing a brilliant, fantastic job. On a fraction of a budget of Paris Saint-Germain, they are 3 points ahead of Paris Saint-Germain. And they knocked out Manchester City, a team who bought incredibly, they bought players for incredible amounts of money. I just read today that Aguero, Sterling and De Bruyne cost a combined 170 million euros. That's like 150, 160 million pounds. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is at the moment, but Monaco to knock out Man City is an incredibly big achievement, and Jardim's stock as a manager rose that bit highest, and Guardiola, he needs to do major work. And this is where we will find out where Guardiola stands in terms of the great managers of world football, because at Barcelona and at Bayern Munich, he had a team, he had a squad which was full of world-class players in almost every position. He had incredible players. At Man City, that squad needs major surgery, major work, and this is where we will find out whether Guardiola has it as a top manager. Because if Guardiola can get Man City, to win the Premier League title, to win the Champions League, and rebuild their squad, then I will say that he is one of the best managers in the history of football. But until then, there are question marks about Guardiola. But let's talk about Dortmund and Monaco more. Dortmund, you know, a little bit struggling in the Bundesliga. They are hovering about 3rd or 4th place. And actually, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Dortmund fans, I think, are a little bit underwhelmed, a little bit disappointed by their season, but you have to take it into account that they sold 2 of their best players. Mats Hummels went to Bayern Munich, Henrik Mkhitaryan went to Manchester United, and those 2 players were huge for Dortmund, and they have been struggling mainly because they have been relying a lot on young players like Ousmane Dembele and Christian Pulisic. And don't get me wrong, those players will be world class one day, in my opinion. But of course, with young players, you get inconsistent performances. So Dortmund's performances have been inconsistent. Marco Reus has been in and out of the side, getting injured. Aubameyang has been banging in the goals, but he had some games where he missed incredible amounts of chances. For example, Benfica away in the Champions League. Aubameyang could have had a hat-trick, he missed a penalty. Thankfully, Dortmund smashed Benfica at home 4-0. So no problems there, but in the Bundesliga they lost too many points against smaller sides, and that was mainly because, you know, their defense couldn't hold up sometimes and they couldn't just finish their chances, because Dortmund dominate most of the games in the Bundesliga. So it will be very interesting who will dominate the Dortmund-Monaco tie, because I think that those 2 teams are fairly evenly balanced. Monaco will be, their confidence will be sky high after knocking out Manchester City's, and they have nothing to fear because nobody expects Monaco to get to the semi-finals in the Champions League. So they are in a similar position to Leicester in that they can play with freedom, without fear. And now let's preview the big ties. Bayern Munich against Real Madrid. I'm looking forward to watching this the most, because those 2 teams have world-class players all over the park. It's like watching 2 world 11s collide with each other. Who will come out on top? I'm not even sure whether on paper who has the strongest team, Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. They are equally strong. They both could win the Champions League this year, so this could have been a final. And I think both teams will be disappointed that you know, they face such a big team. But if you want to win the Champions League, you have to beat the best. To be the best. And this will be the first big test for Carlo Ancelotti. I'm really interested to see how he does against his former team Real Madrid. He knows most of the Real Madrid's players. On the other hand, this is also a big test for Zidane. Some say that he has been a lucky manager, but you don't win a Champions League on pure luck only. Yes, they had some moments where luck was on their side, but every big team who wins trophies needs some luck to go their way. And in my opinion, Real Madrid play absolutely amazing football. Ronaldo is still performing well, but you know, his body is slowing down a little bit, so he has some games where he's not in peak condition. I think a lot will depend on Gareth Bale's form and whether he can get back to his best after, you know, recovering from his injury. And also Benzema and Ronaldo, if they can rediscover their goal-scoring touch, they can beat any side on their day. And of course Ramos can always score goals from corners. Bayern Munich, you know, the first half of the season for Bayern was a little bit disappointing. Even though they won games in the Bundesliga, they didn't dominate as much as under Pep Guardiola or as under Jupp Heynckes before. But now, you know, in the last 1.5 months since the winter break, Bayern just went up a level. They beat Hamburg 8-0 recently. They beat Arsenal 5-1 twice. And that is just an incredible achievement. Yes, Arsenal have huge problems, uncertainty around Wenger, but still Arsenal are a really good team. So to beat them 5-1, 2 games in a row for Bayern is a magnificent achievement. And they have world-class players all over the park. Lewandowski, you know, Robben, Ribéry, Douglas Costa. This is Xabi Alonso's final season, so I think he will go in all in, try to, you know, win the Champions League with Bayern. And if Ancelotti wins the Champions League with Bayern Munich, he will definitely be the best manager in world football in terms of Champions League trophies. I think he won it with AC Milan, he won it with Real Madrid, and he won it with another club as well. He won it as a player as well, so he has just this incredible pedigree. So it will be very, very interesting. I honestly can't say who will go through. I'm slightly leaning towards Real Madrid because of recent history, that in the past 3 seasons Real Madrid won the Champions League twice. But you know that since the formation of the Champions League on its current format, since 1993 I think, no team has defended their Champions League title. No team has won the Champions League twice in a row in 2 years in succession. So maybe maybe it's Bayern Munich's year. Juventus Barcelona. Many people will think after Barcelona came back from incredible 4-0 loss to Paris Saint-Germain and won 6-1 in the second leg, that Barcelona's name is on the trophy. But Juventus are actually a dark horse, not really a dark horse, because many people know about Juventus and how strong they are. And this is a rematch of a Champions League final, I think 2 years ago. Yes, in Luis Suarez's first season, where Juventus went to the Champions League final and lost to Barcelona. And that was a close game as well. I think this will be a close game. Juventus is set up perfectly to play Barcelona, actually. They have a rock-solid defense, and also, Barcelona are not suited to play teams like Juventus, who play in this kind of style, with 3 defenders, fullbacks bombing forward. Dani Alves will have a big point to prove after being let go by Barcelona. And I think it all depends on the form of Messi, Suarez and Neymar. Because if they are on top form, they can smash any team on their day. But if they have just one game where they are off top form, and Juventus, who have great attacking players as well, Dybala, Higuain, Cuadrado, and Mandzukic, and other great players in their team, Juventus on their day also can hurt Barcelona. Again, I don't think there will be a lot of goals in this tie, because Juventus are very solid defensively, and I think Barcelona just won't score 5 or 6 goals against Juventus, that's for sure. So I will be very interested to see, and especially there is talk of Juventus manager Allegri ending up at Arsenal next season. So this is a big test for Allegri as well. Can he beat a really huge team in the Champions League over 2 legs? That is a big test for Juventus, but also a big test for Barcelona. So I think my prediction is Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Real Madrid and Barcelona to go through to the semi-finals. But other than Leicester City going through, any team who goes through, I don't think that would be a huge shock. Monaco are on, cloud 9 confidence-wise after knocking out Man City, and Dortmund had some problems in the Bundesliga, so it wouldn't be the biggest shock if Monaco went through. Again, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, it's a 50-50 for me. Juventus, Barcelona, I think it's like 65% to Barcelona, but Juventus still could go through. So let me know what is your predictions, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to do more entertaining green screen format. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Good day.